Hi guys on YouTube, it's Super Kanata here, wearing my Junko Inoshima t-shirt, and I want to say Happy New Year. I know I said I wasn't going to make another video this year on the last one, but I thought might as well do this because it's nice to see him anyway, and I assume people would like to know what my opinion were on games that I didn't like this year. So I thought I'll do a video of games that I thought weren't good. And again, if you like these games, great. I'm happy for you that you enjoy them, and I'm glad you can enjoy something that I didn't personally like. And yeah, again, take this for a grain of salt because these are literally just my opinions. Your opinions may differ, and some in this in this list, well, I say some, but one wasn't released this year, but I got it this year, so I'm counting it as a game of this year that I didn't like. So let's get started. First one, and it's the only PlayStation 5 game on this list. Not saying that the PlayStation 5 had any bad games really, but games that I didn't like. Well, to be honest, there's not really many games on here that I didn't like. I bought a lot of good games this year, but these, it's only literally 4 games, but these 4 just, no, they weren't good. First one, Evil Dead. And I know I'm going to get loads of people saying that this is a great multiplayer game. What am I talking about? It's just amazing. Why are you saying this game's crap? Well, it's not that the game's crap, because the gameplay itself is actually good. But it's more the fact, it's boring. I just found this so boring. The maps are way too big. I know that's the charm of it, and that you're going in places from the films, but for me, I'm taking it from just being from the films. I've watched Evil Dead films, and I think they're brilliant. But as a game, bringing them into a game, it's just kind of just boring. It reminds me of Friday the 13th, really. The missions are way too long, and after a while, it might just be me getting older, because I am 30 now, so it might just be me being an old fart, but I just think it was a boring game. The missions, though, were okay, I just, again, just felt it was just too long. It was really repetitive, and it didn't really have much replay value. It probably does now, but I played this a good couple of times, and I just thought it was boring. Like, I mean, it's hard for a company to make a movie-based game good anyway, but it's only the rare few that can actually do it right. For example, Rare with GoldenEye, and friggin' the Grinch game. I don't know, people are gonna look at me thinking I'm stupid for saying that, but yeah, the Grinch on PS1 was pretty good. I enjoyed it myself, and then I wouldn't like this. I know it's weird, but again, it's personal opinion, and this is just my opinion on it, saying that I just didn't think it was fun. It was boring. But there are a lot of movie-based games that I actually do think do really well. This one, on the other hand, just didn't do it for me. So yeah, definitely wasn't on my list of games I think to play. I mean, if you find it for cheap or something, give it a shot. You might really enjoy it, and you might have a great time. But it just, again, wasn't for me. This is now the game that wasn't released this year, but I got it this year, and it is, and I know everyone's going to be saying you should have known better, and I did know better. I wanted to play it myself. GTA, the trilogy on Switch. I know the Switch one's bad. I know for a fact it's bad. It's a terrible port. But it's one of the things that you have to play yourself to believe it's bad. I mean, okay, I won't give it as much as saying like it's one of the worst things ever made, because I really don't think it's the worst. I think it's definitely bad. It's just, but for me, I'm more bought it for the nostalgia. Right? I didn't really care for the graphics. I wasn't really buying it to see, oh, new and improved, like remastered graphics and all that, and new voice acting. No, I was just wanting to play it so I can fuck around again. Do it on the Switch. That was literally all the reason why I bought it for. And I only got it for like I'm going to switch it now, about 30 quid. Yeah, 30 quid for this. But again, I've never played San Andreas, and I know people are going to be like, how did you never play San Andreas? I just never got it. When I was younger, I never got the game. But obviously GTA 3 I loved, and Vice City was my favourite, so getting these on this would be great. But problems with it in general is, like I've seen, the visuals are awful. There's a lot of freaking glitches in the game. A lot of them have been patched out now, but there are still loads of glitches. I've noticed models fucking up a lot. The cars are awful. I can't believe it. It's literally like, the drivers are so fucking stupid. It's like, I just see like when obviously they buy the like your traffic lights and all that, I just see them just like collide into each other, and I just laugh because it's so freaking terrible. How the hell they did not fix that? They obviously had the source code for GTA, for the GTAs, but why didn't they fucking do it right? Honestly, it was so fucking funny. And like, models would be like really stiff, and like again, police was terrible. They don't know what they're doing in this game, and they still don't know what they're doing in this game. Like, I assumed they were this bad when it came out, and they haven't been patched. Textures are fucking dreadful, and you can just see unfinished parts, and it's just stupid. But I bought it just for more than nostalgia reason, rather than getting it for the remastered like reason or anything like that. I just bought it for that, and I want it on Switch because I can take it on the go. And yeah, it's pretty fucking bad. This game, oh god, I know it got good reviews, but I don't see how. Oxide Room 104. Oh god, this game was crap. Besides visually it being shit, it's really remarkable how boring and like tedious the game really is. I mean, it kind of does like them games where it's like, oh, you've got a certain amount of times to do things, or it will affect the game and you won't be able to like do stuff, or no, not that you won't do stuff, or like you won't be able to replay the games again because it will all be different and stuff like that. Kind of, but really I don't even think that's correct, because I noticed when I died, it just felt like they just put me back into the beginning of the game and I had to do everything again, and it's just like, dude, that's pretty fucking boring. I know, like, some games, like for example ZombiU did it, but their reason was alright, because like, yeah, you died, but the stuff that you did as the next player, you could find the other stuff from your old character and then get like do all this stuff again. Yeah, maybe you might have been like fighting like Buckingham Palace and stuff, but you could get the stuff back. You have to track back and do all the shit again, but you could get it, and I thought that was fine. This was just so boring. And one thing that really put me off it, and it made me laugh, the acting is dreadful. It's some of the worst I've ever seen. Like, the main character is like, it's just hilariously bad. It's like, when you see monsters, he's just like, oh no, how do I get out of here? Ah, like that, trying to act, but it's so friggin'. You can obviously see he's reading from a script, and he's not putting any emotion into his like performance. It is dreadful. It's so fucking stupid, and the gameplay itself is laughably ridiculous because it doesn't work that well. Weapons are just stupid. It's like, and I'm putting this into my own personal experience on this bit, but weapons, when you get like guns, it's like a friggin' college student did it, and it's like they don't know how to freaking do a proper weapon, like, yeah, an inventory, and it felt really slippery and like bad. Like, the collision with the bullets don't seem to hit the enemies that you're trying to get, and reloading is just abysmal. and it just feels like it's easier just to run away rather than actually attack an enemy. And the reason why I say I can relate to it, because I've done video games development in college and uni, and I did shit stuff like that, so I get it. It's hard to do, but you know, if you're going to sell a game for like, I think this was like £25. I got this when it came out, but like, you think like, if you're going to sell this game, you know how to do these things, but obviously they didn't, and it just felt really abysmal. And it's just not. It's like there were loads of glitches. Like I noticed that there was some glitches where enemies would just kind of freeze and wouldn't do stuff. There was audio problems, like where if you press pause or the home button, it would repeat itself or like redo stuff again. Like even I don't think text or like I don't think voice work did that, but the soundtrack did. Like if you went back and then like if you listen to the soundtrack, let's say you did it listen through about a minute, and then you press the home button, it will go back to the beginning of the soundtrack again, and it was fucking stupid. It might have been like a chosen idea to do that, but I don't think it works. And there is nothing about this game that's even fun. It's just so boring, terribly made, graphics are shit, and I don't even think like they even give you like a soundtrack and stuff like that. The soundtrack's not even that good either. Sorry to say, but yeah, even if you pick this up, if you found it for about 10 quid, I think even 10 quid is stretching it. I would say £2 most. Wouldn't give this a go, guys. Just don't bother. Last game on the list then, I can't really show you a box because it's not a physical game, it's a digital game. And it is, and I only bought this a few days ago, Super Kiwi 64. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, the game's great, don't bash it and all that, but really, it's not that good. I know they were trying to do a game like Banjo-Kazooie and Mario 64 type of game. Yeah, that's fine, you can do it all you want, and you know, you can make games like that. Do it. I think them games are some of the best. And doing collect-a-thon games, they're some of my favourites. But it didn't do it well at all. And people say, oh, you should have played the other games. How the hell was I supposed to know there were games before Super Kiwi 64? They're giving no backstory in the game, no plot, no like character development for the Kiwi itself. I had no freaking idea what was going on. The only bit of dialogue you got was from this freaking, I think it was a dog, by an airplane saying, oh, we should prep up and leave. It's like, that's literally at the beginning in the hub world. That's it. And then you get worlds to go through. And I didn't even know that I was going through worlds. I honestly thought these were like tutorial levels. But it was like, first one was like a dinosaur world. And there's no introduction to the world. So let's say, for example, with Mario 64, you'll see a painting and it gives you kind of a visual what you're going to be looking at, sort of thing. And then obviously the worlds, when you go into them, they're all their own unique worlds, and you can just tell them apart. You just think they're lovely. In Super Kiwi, you go through a freaking hole and it's like, oh, you're in this dinosaur level with a not moving dinosaur in like mushrooms and foliage and stuff like that. The music hasn't changed that fuck all. It's just the same music, and you just think there's no intro to the world. There's no like, welcome to this dinosaur world, and oh, these are the enemies and stuff. You do that, and even enemies. There's no actual enemies in the game. Well, really, I mean there are a few enemies, but they won't be any hindrance to you. You can just walk past them. They don't even try anything. And you do have an attack and all that, but again, there's no fucking use for it because there's no enemies to fight. But you have like these collectible gems, was it? I think it was gems or crystals. You get 6 in a level, and then you can go to the next level. But in the hub world, it's got like, oh, you need like 48 to unlock this level. And I was thinking, okay, this is going to take me a while to do, and to beat and get all these. No, I'm not even going to lie to you. I completed the game 100% in half an hour. That's inexcusable, I'm sorry. But if you beat a game in under half an hour, a brand new game that you've never played before, and you first try, by the way, I haven't picked up the game since, and do that, it's ridiculous how you can even say like, oh, I know the game was only about £2.50, but you expect more at least for that, not that. I know it's a budget game, but it's just nothing was even good about it. I mean, yeah, there were like these gears I think you had to collect, and if you collect a certain amount of gears, you got another crystal. But literally, there's no backtracking. You don't even have to go back to a level. You can do everything from one go. I mean, there are these codes to unlock these like stupid, like, oh, you play as like the enemy model, or you can be a bigger kiwi, or you can be that dog, and it's like it's no point. Why would I want to do that? There's no point to it. And some of the music is quite nice, I will say that. Some of the music is actually pretty lovely, but with such bland visuals and level design, it kind of draws you out of the music. You kind of just look at the visuals and you're just like, you're drowning out the music and just looking at this crap. It's awful. And I will say they got the 64-bit design right. I give them that. But you've got nothing. Besides that, you've just got an empty shell of a game that you can win in half an hour. There's just nothing to it. And there is one level, like the last level, where it's like, oh, you gotta go through these flags to like get a gem. But you don't know to do that. Nothing gives you an idea to do that. There's no like fanfare or like indicator, like a dinging noise or anything to say you've done that or you're meant to do that. Because I went through these like flags for a while thinking, okay, this has got to be where the last crystal is. Do that. Nothing happened. Didn't know anything of that. Only realising later that I had this jetpack thing that made you go quicker through, that you could get through the rings quicker. And then, oh, if you beat at a certain time, then you'll get the gem. But there's no like timer, nothing to say this. There's nothing. You just got to assume to do this. And there's no boss fights. There's no evil enemy, no king or anything like you would think. It's just you do these, what was it, 8 levels, they're done. End. And I was extremely disappointed. I should have thought more for the price, but I expected a little bit more than that. But that's it then, guys. That was literally all the games I didn't like this year. Definitely, I would say they're the worst games of 2022. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this, guys. I hope you have a great new year. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in 2023. Take care, guys. See you soon.